Hi, I'm Barry John, and welcome back to Let's Play Overload. I have co-pilots, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, this is Crazy Ahmed.
And Laylight.
Welcome back, welcome back. We are official. This is the halfway mark of the game. So after this point, the end is in sight.
I'd also like to take a brief moment to apologize for a joke that I made in the last episode, which turned out to be a joke that the game made itself 2 episodes ago. If this has impacted your experience of the Let's Play, you can collect your refund at the door. Thank you, and good night.
Don't worry about it, guys. We're all good here. The mention of the shuttle crash, Creeper launcher. I hate this guy.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a ton of fun.
He launches mines. That's all you need to know.
I guess when they were calling it Scourge, they weren't kidding.
And a small, agile-looking enemy with a cyclone. I think this level's going to be bullet hell.
Actually, the thing about this, enemy cyclones are burst fire. They're not stream of fire, so they'll never, hold down the metaphorical trigger for 5 seconds.
More glass, more cannon.
Very fun.
So the mission objective is to overload the reactor, and it is not to get a dozen donuts from Starbucks.
No.
No, they're saving that one for the expansion pack.
So, this opening section of this level, I hate it. Like, this is the worst. I can understand why people would like it, but it's a... Ow. It's a no...
Yeah, it's a little unusual. They usually don't start you out in the cave section. You usually start indoors.
Basically, it's everywhere you go, you're flanked. And a lot of what I'm going to be doing here is aggressively basically kiting enemies and blind firing down long passageways to try and draw people out.
I guess I sort of understand what you mean. Like, normally the first room in a level is one where you can see all the enemies from the doorway, and they don't start pulling off that stuff until the middle of the level. So I guess starting with that could be a pretty rude surprise.
Well,
like, you want to get in there. You want to start out the mission at high speed. You don't want to just start peeking around the corners from the get-go. Is that what you're saying?
There is a bit of that, but there's also a case of I spent a lot of time on this trying to work my way through this opening maze, and it's just so much effort involved.
Well, I guess that's what keeps speedrunning fresh.
Yeah, is this the one that's supposed to give the authentic classic Descent experience of just blind firing and peeking around corners all the time?
A bit, yeah.
Are unusual.
This is me forgetting that if I pick up another log while a log is running, it won't interrupt the first log. It will queue it up for later.
With Cantor's help, we've made dramatic improvements in our alloying process. We're now creating materials I never imagined possible. We may be on the threshold of a new technological revolution.
That's it. They've discovered unobtainium.
My mind's going into speculation mode again, but yeah, not gonna make calls and try and spoil it.
It's something that's going to pop up in the next level as well. A theme for level 8 and level 9's logs is that basically once Cantor locked down the Saturn's moons and the Juno locked down this mining facilities, he started basically pulling out revolutionary technologies and materials pretty much out of his ass.
That's a little suspicious. In between his hard jobs of being a CEO and being the world's genius teleporter and the world's genius programmer, He's also really good at metallurgy.
Yeah, pretty much.
We are fabricating parts for a mystery machine.
You can see here what I'm talking about. Like, I'm literally, like, there's multiple paths these enemies can come at me from, and I'm literally just... I have no idea where these guys are coming from half the time.
Yeah, because you're in the dark, so it's harder for you to see where's a passage that enemies could be coming from. You can see them by the lights of their eyes, which is a nice touch, but unless you're going around throwing flares all over the place,
Or,
you know, they've got the layout advantage over you.
or running around with the headlight turned on, which basically is a come here and shoot me button.
I mean, you already have a come here and shoot me button. It's called existing, but go on.
Fair enough. Like, so I'm running through my missile pod stock very quickly because, well, the slight seeking of it is helping, and I don't want to use all my hunters right off the bat.
Well, they're just weighing you down, man. They're there to be used.
True. This won't be the... Where's this guy? Somebody shot me in the back. Where was he? See, like, I turned on the headlights and...
Well, you did it. You successfully drew him out of hiding.
Yep, I did. Let me make this clear, guys. Playing this is far more frustrating than I'm making it look.
That's where the power of editing comes in, I suppose.
Yeah, quick saves, edit out dead spots. Me
Hey, if they do react to the headlights, though, that's pretty impressive. Nice touch.
Yeah. And me going, wait, okay, there's the power bar button. Where's the power thing? Where? I'm trying to find the power thing. Like, oh.
So is that like a waypoint? Oh. Nobody ever checks the ceiling.
Gamers never look up.
You'd think I'd learn this by now, you know, just look up more often, but...
Hey, we should install a sign so that people know where the energy recharge center is. But boss, can we install an arrow sign right next to the lightning bolt sign? No, there's no money in the budget for that.
But just have a look at this map so far. Or with the glance that you probably got from it there.
Yeah, I've got to say the auto map's pretty good in this game, but the layout in this one just makes it hard to figure out what's going on.
Looks like a pile of rusted out car parts. I mean, this is where you really grow to appreciate those glowing end bits of those cave segments there.
Yeah. I'm leaving that cloak for later, so don't worry, I know it's there. I just have a plan for it.
I mean, at least that guy was polite enough to audibly announce his presence about half a second before he started firing.
Yeah.
So, you know, the most rigid, minimal of adherences to the codes and standards of war.
Nope, nothing back there but pain and agony and lava.
So I'll take it that there's no upgrade point back there.
No.
Or else you'd have to go in there.
Yeah, there's... And of course this is before I really started using the Crusher to its fullest effect, because that is a nice gun once I've upgraded it.
Yeah, I guess you just don't really have the energy reserves to go too crazy with the reflex or whatever the bouncing gun is called.
Yeah, it's the reflex cannon, and I've tried it in this level. Like, I did a lot of figuring out, like, experimenting with guns, and
oh yeah,
the reflex cannon just... What? God damn it!
it doesn't look like those creeper mines actually really last
Clever
long enough
girl.
to act as a barrier to your flank.
No, but they are also, unfortunately, like not upgraded right now. The first upgrade does have them last longer.
Yeah, that would certainly help.
All right, figuring out.
Yeah, they feel like they're still.
And if they drifted towards enemies, then that would actually.
Extra damage.
You were saying?
They feel like they're still squarely in the category of tap the button for a little extra damage.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know. There's something about the even higher fidelity of the enemy noises that almost makes them seem less distinct, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. All right, so the Crusher. I want to apologize. I called the Cyclone the shotgun of the game. I was wrong. It's an SMG. The Crusher is the actual shotgun of the game.
And it looks like it's more like a real-life shotgun insofar as it's got clustered shots, but it has an actual range to it.
Yes. I've actually upgraded the Crusher a little bit. Normally it's a centerline shot that you basically press the button, fires, and you wait for it to reload, and you fire it again. Takes uses 6 kinetic ammo per shot, which is actually pretty heavy, all things considered. But the damage it deals is commiserate to that amount.
Okay, that's good.
I've upgraded it to basically be a semi-automatic double-barreled shotgun.
So 12 kinetic ammo now?
No, actually, it's still 6 per shot, but basically I'm firing 1 shot on each side, so it's
like 2 clusters of 3 instead of 1 cluster of 6 now?
Yeah. All right. I don't like fighting in that room, so screw it. Especially considering it's the first real introduction to the creeper enemies.
Oh.
Get back!
Oh, yeah. And unless you go into that room, which sounds like a bad idea in itself, the only space you have to retreat to is dark.
And that's just me running the fuck away, because, yeah. Now, to be fair,
so go
the
ahead.
creeper enemies in this level are... Oops. What am I doing?
The creeper enemies are so bad that we need to use our space-time powers in order to get an advantage over them.
Yes, basically, yes. The short answer is that... I must have... Okay. The short answer is that these guys are actually running around not with the basic creepers, but with the improved creepers. The ones that last longer and are more active in tracking you down.
That's kind of rude. It seems like the standard for enemies up to this point has been for them to only have the basic versions of weapons. But I guess these guys kind of feel like more of a mini-boss role.
They are more like terrain generators than anything else.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they're going to be too common to even really be mini-bosses or elite enemies or anything like that.
Yeah, but this is the level in which they are introduced, so they do tend to be a little bit more common than normal. They do get toned back a lot in later levels. Or you're in a better position.
Yeah, an enemy that serves to drastically eliminate the amount of space that you have, because it seems like you basically can't dodge them in open space that well at all. Just because the combination of their tracking and their speed, actually, is such that you're just going to have a hard time dodging them in your standard 1 cube wide hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you've got only one option, which is backpedal.
Kind of engine, something that can bridge the distance to Juno Offworld.
Yeah, this doesn't really seem like the kind of game where you can kind of shoot them out of the air.
No, trust me, I have tried to shoot them out of the air.
You'd need the Helix cannon for that.
Oh, I would absolutely adore the Helix cannon in this game.
I mean, you picked the focus upgrade for the Cyclone. Maybe the spread upgrade does a better job of that?
Well, it's the spread upgrade actually has the 4th shot down the middle, and the 3 shots on the outside spread out a little bit, so technically I'm doing a little bit of focus right down the center line.
Yeah, I'm just saying it covers more area and you have more shots in the air, so maybe if you can your shots collide with their creeper mines and destroy them?
No.
Oh, then there's your problem then. That's a nice sound.
Oh, that trust me, that is a beautiful sound.
Now here's the important part. Does this eject the shell casings out the side?
If it does, I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Yeah, the little metallic click at the end is what makes it, eh?
Yeah. Okay, screw that. I'm just leaving.
I have recovered a message from Gabriel Cantor to Dr. Oberon.
That said, it does only have one pitch, though. I can't consider a weapon perfect unless you can play Flight of the Valkyries just by firing it.
I'm entrusting your
So, will you accept the 1812 overture?
this off will require
That would be pretty good. That would work too.
So what you're telling me is that my next LP has to be a Ratchet and Clank.
going to run hotter than
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
I'll pass.
Was worth a try.
we can handle with our current technology. I need an entirely new.
I missed out on the whole PS2 generation console ways pretty much, so I never actually played one of those.
The other bases on Titan as well, but make no mistake.
I have no idea where all these guys are coming from. I'm down to 17 shields. I need to run.
And I'm counting on you
Did they all come out of the door when you opened that?
I don't know where they came from.
to Collider, Harbor, Workshop.
Yeah, they must have gotten back from lunch.
Yeah.
Down, mouth shut.
I can find no other records pertaining to this project. After we complete our work on Titan, we must investigate the inner moons.
So, can't...
Nobody has ever been up to any good who says, don't ask me what I'm building.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you know, Cantor's really going through, like, he's dropping all this super tech, and he's like, guys, don't talk to each other. Like, we need to keep everybody isolated. Like, what's going on?
I mean, this all but screams that he's building, well, the final boss of the game. But to what end?
Yeah. That... where... Oh, there you are, you son of a bitch. Alright, I need to recharge on... I'm just looking at my shields, my energy, my ammo. God, I hate this level design. It's such a mess.
Yeah, it seems like you haven't even really gotten that far into the indoors section here, and you've still been kind of forced to retreat back into the caves at the start.
Yeah. It doesn't help any that I'm sitting at, 18 shields, and, well, because of the magic of editing, it's enough.
Yeah, it's hard to be aggressive when you have that level of shields, and, like an investor into the stock market, you can't absorb short-term losses in order to get longer-term gains.
Yeah, but fortunately, I have a cloaking device and a plan to get through to the next section as fast as I can.
Are those the hostages over there in the corner?
Yep.
Ah, there you go. Now that they aren't physically blocking your way anymore...
If we can remember which way to go before the cloak runs out.
Oh. Didn't quite get all the way down the hallway, I guess.
No, not quite. If I remember correctly, one of the upgrades I take for the next level is to extend the power-up time frame.
Would become a gateway to the
Ooh,
outer planets.
fancy.
The Kuiper Belt.
Longer overdrive. Ooh.
Envisioned.
So right now, this guy is theorizing that what Cantor is building is some sort of super engine, basically.
This is giving me overtones of the end of Descent 2 when they just decided to install an engine into an entire moon-sized spaceship. They Cantor better not be planning on moving one of these moons around.
Oh, another free cloak. Excellent. Hopefully I remember to actually do something with it. Because, believe it or not, turning on your headlights voids the cloak.
You mean it runs the cloak timer out faster, or it just dissipates it entirely?
No, basically the enemies can see you because your headlights are on.
Oh, yeah. That's
is
been
a
in
nice touch.
since the prior games.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be proud of that double kill, okay? I don't care what anybody else says. Causing that suicide bomber to blow up and take out the melee enemy, that was fun.
That's going to get you a lot of gamer points that you can show off to your friends.
But I just showed it off to you guys.
Aw, thanks.
So I actually fired off the sticky version of the flare there, which you can do if you just hold the flare button instead of tapping it. What it does is it fires off. It fires off a sticky flare that, once it hits a wall, turns out and holds its position there.
Yeah, I guess these enemies just must have been hanging out in this area of the cave and just weren't alerted by anything that you did up to this point. They were just holding position. Which means that these things really must be, this cave must be stuffed to the gills with these enemies.
Yeah, no arguments there. And me just figuring out, okay, where do I want to go? How do I want to get there? Can I get there? Does the headlight help me any?
Okay, the hip bone is connected to the knee bone.
But good luck figuring out which part of the twisty tunnel is connected to the other part of the twisty tunnel that looks the same.
You know, okay, I'm going to make one gripe about this game that I think was a massive downgrade compared to Descent 1 and 2. The color palette is monotonous.
It's not saturated enough.
It's not colorful enough.
Oh, do you still have the markers from the prior games?
Yes, you do.
Now, do those give off light?
I don't remember. I think they're just holographic markers.
Well, I guess at least you'd still be able to see them.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I guess at least it would tell you which direction the cave passage was in, even if it wasn't fully illuminated.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Everything's like a bit, desaturated, I guess, to give it more of a mundane, industrial kind of feel.
Yeah, like in the first couple of levels, there are at least like colored borders to things and colored panels every now and then. This particular room does honestly look kind of ugly. It's a little bit hard for me to see all the textures with all the firefighting going on, but the focus is clearly a lot more on the enemies now at this point than the level decorations themselves. I mean, we haven't seen so much as a comfy armchair in, 3 hours.
Well, at least this lockdown room wasn't that hard.
Yeah, I was afraid they were going to put a creeper mine bot in there and just cut your maneuvering room in half.
They did.
Oh.
I just outmaneuvered them basically using the central pillars.
I'm sorry, I must have blinked.
You did.
Well, at least they recognize that they're upping the difficulty so much that they do seem to be handing out these Devastators a lot more often.
Okay, where's the... Part of me is thinking...
Yeah, last time I looked, you had like 22 Falcon missiles. You must have really been throwing them at them.
Yeah, I did. And that little blink there was actually me loading a save game because I didn't quite make it to the next quick save point. I'm also out of homing missiles.
Oh.
Lots of micros, though.
Yeah. And this is me going back and going, oh crap, I gotta make it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from the map, it doesn't look so big, but since there's so many enemies, it took you a really long time to fight your way through that area. Like, you had to fight for every inch.
Yeah. So what happened there was I made a quick cut because I realized I got to get back into this room that I ducked into to get the first security key and actually get the secrets that are in here, which means dealing with all this junk. The auto... ow. Sorry,
Oh yeah, that's right. Those things explode too. So they have a... It doesn't look like it's a big explosion, but that is a tiny bit of splash radius on them too.
It is. There's a reason why this enemy type is called the Scourge.
Now, how many points, or I guess XP, do you get for blowing it up?
I don't remember off the top of my head. So let's talk XP for a second here. It does absolutely nothing during the single-player game. Rather, XP is something that is used for multiplayer or the challenge mode of the game. And yes, I am completely just blind firing, not caring what I'm hitting at all.
Yeah, this seems like a situation that calls for it.
The general thing about the experience is that the more experience you have, the more unlocks you have in these other alternate game modes.
Wow, they really did not waste any time. A spawner that spawns scourges.
Yeah. Actually, it alternates between scourges and scorpions, so it throws out mine layers and melee enemies alternating.
So you're forced out of the room by the scourges if you're not aggressive enough, and then the melee enemies go out the door and chase after you.
Pretty much. So I gotta fire through these grates to open up secret doors, to open up, in order to hit the... oh, hey, I gotta collect you. Basically...
So yeah, that was a good place to use a cloak then.
Yeah, assuming I could have gotten around to there with a cloak. And this is me going, where's that freaking door? Where's that freaking door? Oh wait, it's back here.
Well, you were looking in pretty dire straits earlier, but you seem to have picked up enough shields that you seem to be fine now.
Yeah, I am pretty good, actually. Of course, given the... Die! Don't, stop!
I guess what must have happened is you must have alerted one enemy, and then, like, that must have alerted all the enemies that were near that first one.
The alert chain, yeah, sometimes that happens. Okay, that should be everything. Yep. I just want to say, though, that that particular fire through a grate into another secret room to open up the secret door to hit the switch to unlock that secret room, that is not the most complicated that we're going to see in this game. And where the hell did you come from?
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if they're basically spawning enemies in out of thin air.
I don't think this game is rude enough to do that, but I can definitely imagine with the combination of these twisty passages and potentially enemies drifting a little bit when they're idle, it definitely seems like it'd be easy to miss some, even if you were looking for them.
Well, part of it is that, I do remember that when I grabbed one of the security keys, I didn't finish... Or actually, no, this is a new area. Never mind.
Oh, well, that would do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that explains that.
Sorry, guys, had to get the new area in order to pick...
I'm sorry, I didn't even see any minerals embedded in these walls. They look the same as when we were in the entrance. Fancy that.
And now I'm thinking...
Yeah, this really is the sewer level of the game, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that properly.
This really is the sewer level of the game, isn't it?
It's feeling like it. You know, I could...
I guess further proof that you don't need water to have a sewer level.
Yeah. But you know what? Your comment about, minerals, part of me is thinking, well, what would really make some nice way for the game to...
Variation in the textures?
No, I was thinking, let's have some Siberium crystals growing out the walls.
Oh yeah, just big old honking, like, glowy, panely bits.
Yeah.
Or something taking up the center of a big chamber. Yeah. Some translucency effects. Yeah, it's some good showcase of the engine right there.
So this area we're in right now is a nice big circle. At the other side of the circle is the level 3 key that I'll need to go through that door back there. Unfortunately, to get to that point, I need to go through the circle, which is full of scourges.
Got any more smart missiles?
Yeah, the exact shape of this atrium seems like it's not very good cover against those mines if the scourges get all the way over here to this end of the circle. If they're midway on the circle, then that's probably enough cover. But if they chase after you up here where this missile's floating, then that's not enough.
Yeah, you're right. You actually need cover or a long hallway to backpedal down versus the Scourge.
Yeah, so it does kind of seem like they're discouraging backtracking in a soft way rather than like a hard way of closing the door behind you or something. Oh, when you were talking about a circle, this is not what I had in mind. I thought the circle was pointing the other way.
No, a circle... basically, we're in the middle...
I thought we were going to emerge out of the exterior of the circle, not the interior of the circle.
No, we're inside the circle here. God damn it. I hate this. I hate scourges. All scourges must die.
Yep, and there's your old friend, the backing into a bit of the level geometry again. Because you're in a dark cave.
Hello, geometry, my old friend. It's good to run into you again.
Now, you have creepers of your own. Those don't really seem to work either, because I bet they don't really collide in midair.
Well, part of it is that I haven't upgraded them. So technically the enemy is using my guns, or, the versions they're using are superior to mine.
So it's not really going to make for that good of a smoke screen against their own mines.
No.
Man, this does seem like the kind of game where one weapon in your arsenal would be a good hard counter to them, but I'm just having a hard time coming up with what it would be. I mean, other than, of course, like point-blank annihilation, which is the counter to all enemies in this game.
If... I don't know if this... Sorry, just basically, imagine if this game's version of the Omega Cannon could be used to, pluck that sort of thing out of midair. Because it'll just, flicker around to hit each individual mine as it goes along.
Oh, actually, I think I've got it. What if you had a gun that had a decently large charge time, but pierced through enemies and did a high damage all at once to the enemy at the end? Wouldn't that be great for this situation?
That actually would be a nice type of gun. Just lots of tiny enemies that in tight packed corridors, just fill the screen with your own shot and go, dodge this, in your best Trinity voice.
I am frustrated by all this secrecy.
Yeah, and they could even make it purple.
Nah, who would ever come up with a gun like that? But it's nice to see that even Cantor's people are going, this is stinking.
Yeah, we're trapped out on this moon in the middle of nowhere, figuratively, and now they're not even going to let us talk to our friends. This blows.
Yeah.
Well, clearly the answer to that is to put a super engine on the moon so they can bring it closer to their friends. He's just trying to disrupt the working from home paradigm.
don't ask me how that guy didn't actually consider hitting me and blowing up. He just barely...
He just wants a hug.
I'm just going to chalk this up to your ship being spherical rather than cuboid and move on from that one.
It's more ovaloid, actually. Like, in terms of my hitbox. If you look at my ship, like, or even in multiplayer, the ship is more of an oval than a circle.
Huh. Well, I guess you got to account for wind resistance somehow.
Yeah. Okay, level 3 security. I am invincible!
There we go. I was wondering.
Hey, that was nice.
And now it's just a case of collect all the power-ups from the blown up enemies. And blow up more enemies.
There we go. It's almost a shame they don't have another creeper like, or Scourge, specially positioned there just so that you're confident you'll be able to just plow through all of its mines and destroy it.
I mean, that...
But I guess that would take up a little bit too much room to be a set piece in the way that they kind of just made that tiny little side passage for it.
Yeah.
Oh well, there's always later levels.
Mm-hmm. Although, to be fair, like, this game is a lot more frugal when handing out its cloaks and invulnerabilities than Descent 1 or 2 ever was.
Well, it's more generous than Descent 3 was.
True. Alright, just double check. Oh, wait, yeah. A little bit of a thing down here.
Yeah, so it seems like this level has been really focused on trying to grind you down through the beginning and the middle of it. It makes me wonder just how they could actually pull out the stops to make the end of it just as satisfying. Or, well, challenging, maybe.
We'll see. I mean, I haven't...
Oh, they made the level 3 area blue instead of red.
Well,
that's strange.
Well, don't forget, like, if the door is locked, it's a red light. But once you have the access for it, the lights turn blue.
Oh, that's what's been happening this whole time. I completely missed it. I'm just going to chalk that up to me watching the game instead of playing it.
Yeah, I'm way too used to coloured keys, eh? I saw that before and thought, oh, okay, the level 3 key is red.
And there...
Oh, where'd you come from?
He was hiding out inside the energy center.
Wow.
Yeah. Enemies inside the energy center... Like, here's... Like, that guy there could see me, but he wasn't going to... But he's not firing at me. Or wasn't really firing at me, because the enemies don't like to interact with the energy center. So if you duck into one and basically break line of sight, the enemies will forget you're there.
That's generous.
Small mercies.
But of course, it's basically... Because the energy center is basically a safe room.
Yeah, that's not going to stop them from just camping the entrance, though.
Oh.
Again, I think that's a pretty nice touch for them to think about that.
Wow. That guy actually did not notice you from all the way over there. I thought that they was going to start flying towards you as soon as I saw him.
That is one of the player advantages that, we are able to see the enemy before they see us, for the most part.
Especially at long range like that.
Yeah. Well, there's the exit.
Maybe that's one of those difficulty changing things where, like, if you play on Fiendish or Insane mode, they can see you from halfway across the map.
Yeah. So...
Okay, yeah, let's get rid of those guys ahead of time.
Yep. Just remember, everybody, clear the path to the exit first.
And check for secret doors that might open when the reactor blows up.
Yeah, because there is going to be some there. But I'm just going to grab the cloak and start with that.
Yeah, see, they're rewarding you for going there ahead of time. Clever.
Except that the reactor is in...
Oh, oops.
It's covered right now, so we need to take out the reactors defending it. For those of you at home, I actually did miss a super upgrade point underneath the reactor area, either in this level or the...
Oh, it's right, like, in the floor right in front of that?
Yeah, it's wedged in there. You might have caught a glance at it from a second there.
Oh, damn.
But the general...
Looks like those reactor turrets have gotten an upgrade, too.
Yeah. But this is one of those things where I'm basically too busy shooting the reactor and trying to blow it up to deal with things.
Yeah, it really seems like they're expecting you to clean up those scourges first before you go back to the reactor.
Except for the fact that they're being spawned from the protected auto-op spawners.
Oh, and I'm sure you can't blow those particular ops.
Nope, they're shielded.
The generator's up.
Yeah.
You're doing a pretty good job of dodging the mines, though.
Well, I have room to dodge the
look at those
mines
pro
now.
moves.
Yeah, it seems like, thankfully, at least the mines don't seem to have any real rebound speed at all, or tracking once they've hit the wall. They just kind of float there by the wall once they've collided with it.
And that...
At least that's the impression I'm getting.
Okay, reactor hit. Time to leave. Time to leave. This level has overstayed its welcome. It sucks. I hate it. I'm leaving.
Why are you turning sideways?
No clue.
Oh, there you go.
I was just checking the
Drifting,
secret room to
that's
see
why.
if there's anything in there.
Gotta leave with
I
style.
guess the earthquake effect isn't so strong in this game either.
No. But that's that level. I don't like it. It's too much caves, too much dark caves for my liking. And I'm done with it. Huzzah.
It's a good thing you blew that one up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it deserved to be blown up.
that is very, very true. And stop.